Yeah, it's a bit warm out there at the moment. Almost midday. It's not the ideal time to be out, but because I had a 10 o'clock appointment at the dentist, I had to get out a little later than I'd hoped. Would have preferred like an 8 a.m. start to get to the dentist, but I guess they opened at civilised hours. They had about 4 dental chairs when I went. It all looked very high tech, and they tried to sell me on this Swiss powder technique to actually clean your teeth, but it cost over $1 million, whereas the one I took only cost $500 with, and then I got a $200 discount on top of that, so it was very good. But yeah, I guess they're really pushing to get their client base up, because I was the only person there when I went there. But I think if they continue on the way they're going, they'll do well. Especially they're giving those juicy discounts, they're great. So I'm just going to have my the usual stuff that I have here. Just give you the, we've got the menu. I guess we'll get this down to menu level. Yeah, that's the one I have on that page, and everything's reasonably priced. It's $44,000, and like I said, that's the same meal that they charge about $75 up where I'm living. So for the sake of a 15-minute walk, I think it's. I need the exercise anyway because I was indoors yesterday. So trying to get the selfie happening. Oh, there you go. Oh, I did it too rapidly. I did really quick 3 push on the joystick and it wouldn't work. But if you just do it in a reasonable tempo, it seems to work okay. As you can see, I'm pretty sweaty. I've got clean teeth. I felt the plaque coming off it, so no pain whatsoever. Absolutely zero pain, so that's good. So that was one of the selling points of this expensive one. But look, they did a very good job. The only thing is that the water that came in kept sort of making me gag and cough a little bit, so I felt bad about that, but I just didn't volunteer. I couldn't do anything about it, so it's not a natural thing having to have your mouth open all the time. So the open mouth, closed mouth, and of course they're all women doing it. The dentist himself, he was male, but the other, and I don't know if he was actually Vietnamese. He might have been Korean. He didn't look Vietnamese to me, but I'm not an expert. But the thing about the girls is they're such soft voices, so my hearing's not the greatest at 69, so you've got to strain to hear what they're saying, because it's soft. It's a soft voice with an accent, so it makes it difficult from time to time. But we got through it okay. It only took about 20 minutes to do, thank God, because it's not something you want to be sitting around doing for a long time. But yeah, no, they even gave me a drink before I went in to have my X-ray. So got a little cup of water, but they've got coffee and tea available too. And it's very nice in there, very upmarket, and if they keep providing that price, I'm sure they'll pick up a clientele very, very quickly. So they've got 5 stars on Google, so they're doing well, and I added another 5-star review, so they should be pretty happy. Yeah, this came at the end of the meal. It's like a sorbet, I guess. I'll try it. What the hell? It didn't come last time, so let's see. Well, what a mixed fortunes today. I went back to that place which has got the water spinach, which is nice. I ordered it as per normal. And I finished the meal, and the guy drops something like a sorbet or some sort of a dessert on my table. I assume it's free because I didn't order it. I go up to pay and they charge me $15 for it, which is not much, but I didn't ask for it. So then I don't know, I sort of paid more than, I was going to pay them $54, which is over 10 over what I was, and then they charged, look, I don't know, it ended up, I think I paid about 10 for it, but I didn't order the bloody thing. So they're not going to get a good review out of that. You just don't do that sort of thing. That's bad. They should have actually just given it to me as a freebie because I didn't ask for the bloody thing. It's a petty thing, but it just annoys you when that sort of stuff happens. Oh, gee, that's an ad hoc. a barber. Well, looks of things, and it's set up like that. How's that? Interesting. I haven't seen them like a mobile barber shop. Wow, that's a first. Well, it's Wednesday in District 7. And it is, of course, in the whole of Ho Chi Minh City and Vietnam for that matter. Not sure if it's the same in Bangkok. I think it is, but don't quote me on it. Anyway, early start. It's not even 7 o'clock, so it should be pretty quiet here. I want to get my far bow in after probably an absence of 4 days, which is unprecedented for this trip. But it's a good thing to do, to break the habits. Got stuff done yesterday that needed to be done. The teeth cleaning went much better than I expected, so that was a bonus. But on the other hand, I was paying out a little more to get connected to the phone, and it doesn't seem to work anyway. So I paid 120, basically 120,000 dong for nothing, because I've tried dialing the net bank number a couple of times, and I just get a long beep sound at the end. So, which is not good. I think things are quiet around here. I get the impression that businesses are doing it tough, because I've been to that vegan place twice. I mean, it was mid-afternoon, so obviously not a peak time, but I was the only diner, and that's twice now. And that was the same situation with this vegetarian restaurant the first time. This time, because it was almost midday, there were a few patrons, but it wasn't that many. But again, it was about 11:30, so it was hardly a peak time. It was before breakfast. So anyway, I think it is going. I think it's pretty quiet. Oh, obviously far. Well, they're doing okay here. This is busier than I usually get, so I didn't expect that. That's all right. I'll sit down the side here. There's lots of tables here, so I don't mind. I'll sit down here for a change. Haven't sat down here for a while, so that's fine by me. A little further back from the road too, so that's okay. I'll tell you what, you can tell that the waiters aren't working for tips. There's a total lack of enthusiasm today. Maybe because it's early in the morning, I don't know. Ah, come on. Oh, the soup came very quickly, but I still haven't got my tea. Ah, it's coming. No, it's coming. It's all right. No, everything's in order. It's so quiet. There's no one here. The bar empty. That's what I was going to say. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You eat? Wow, beauty. Wow, very good.
Yeah, it's good quality too. Well, it's Thursday and I'm off to get myself another banh mi. Hopefully I won't be rejected this time, because the last time I went to this shop, I think they're either out of stock or because they still had the stand open, the banh mi stand, but they couldn't fulfill my order, and I didn't understand what they were saying, so I'm assuming it was ingredients was missing. Last night, number 5 bar, very quiet when I turned up. I couldn't believe how empty it was. Just before 5 o'clock, you'd expect there to be a few people there, but just a smattering. And I had an okay night. I spoke to a few people there, and I even played some pool. Boy, I got my ass kicked though. The guy I played, I must have played about 3 or 4 games, and I didn't win any of them. The guy was good. There's a lot of very good pool players at these bars. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I've been worse, but I'm feeling a little under the weather. I can do with a bit of drying out, I think. So I may go to the local bar tonight if I'm up for it. We'll just see how I feel. And return maybe for my last time on Friday to number 5 bar. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back home though. It's going to be nice to be back in the house. Then I've got a lot of house duties to do, and also my banking to tidy up. They've actually, I can't get access to my ComSec account now. That's been blocked. So they did take some action. When I say blocked, it's requiring me for the password and what have you. Well, I've got no idea what my ComSec password is anyway, so that I can't fill in that screen. So it appears they've done something there. The share number, the value of the shares is the same, so I can still check that on my net bank. And there's been no further activity with NetBank. I can't ring overseas for some reason. The woman said she's given me the ability to make phone calls with the change in plan that I did with Viatel, but it still says no service on my phone. Even though, but I've still got the bars showing for 5G or for 4G, or I think it might be 4G, I'm not sure. But I've still got a signal, so it's working. It should work, and I should be able to ring back to Australia, but I can't connect. So my first opportunity is going to be Tuesday when I'm in Sydney. So we'll do that and just see how it goes. Also looked up lounges in Sydney Airport as an alternative way to kill time. I'm going to get there really early in the morning, and the one that's quite reasonably priced has also had some terrible reviews. So it's quite extraordinary. They said they've got uncomfortable seats. You'd think, gee, you build a lounge for people, they paid for access, you'd think you'd at least have comfortable seats. It's pretty basic, but apparently not. So, and one person really shit canned it because they said the aircon wasn't working and it was stiflingly hot. So, I don't know. I'm in two minds about it because it's actually not that expensive. It's about only $38 or something, so it's not too bad. But I'll have to think about it, whether it's worth it. Because I've got about 6 hours to kill. There's going to be quite a gap between flights. Well, I've never known that place to be so busy. I have to wait forever to get my banh mi hio. So, not sure what the reason for that is. It's a similar time of day that I normally come down here. So, yeah, just got no idea why it's an issue today. It's a strange one. But, yeah, anyway, it's just one of those things. Another one of those weird things that happens over here. Another situation was this woman who actually gave me the banh mi. She offered me something on a little plate. They looked like beans or something. I don't know what they were with. I guess it wasn't garlic. Maybe it was chilies or something, but they were sort of greenish sort of colour. I had no idea what it was. I wasn't going to take it because I didn't just. If it was something really hot, I could do without that at the moment. I've got to be careful. These banh mi hios don't seem to cause me much grief with my digestion, which is good. So they're quite tasty, but they must be fairly light on the hot chili sauce. So, but I certainly got a huge reaction from my far bar yesterday. That took a long time to work through my system yesterday. Quite surprising. I think it wasn't just the far bar. I think it was probably the stuff I'd had the previous night as well. But, yeah, it's a good thing I got in early. It was a smart move, as it turned out. Hopefully my cafe sewer lady will be near my corner and go and have a relaxing breakfast before the mayhem of the day begins. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I don't really have anything planned. I may go to the to where that weird bakery is. I think it's called 71 or something, 77. It's the one where they do animal-shaped bakeries. The other thing is that there's a huge park just next to it as well. So might get the grab to take me to the park, and I'll just walk down to the bakery and maybe buy one of their novelty banh mi's, or just take some shots of it at the bakery, because it does crocodiles and other animals. So I guess they've got different moulds. He's made up a number of different moulds for the bread dough, and yeah, it's a variety of animal shapes that he's got. So all different types of creatures. So it's something a bit different. I've seen it online. It'd just be interesting to see it in the flesh, and show another aspect of the city, because it's an area I wouldn't be going to normally. I might scope it out today, see if there's anything else in that vicinity that would be worth seeing, so rather than, you know, get a bit more bang for my buck. But the park's quite large, so that'd be a nice area to stroll around anyway, I guess. Just about to ascend the Spring Hill Tunnel. Here we go. Heading towards daylight. Yeah, I'm feeling okay today. I was confined all yesterday with the old gastro, so it's a nice change to be able to come out today and actually do some shopping. I want to go to the supermarket and get some more supplies. Yeah, maybe one of my last trips there, maybe my second last. I'm not sure, because I won't be buying anything on Sunday, and maybe Saturday I might do a shop, but I doubt it. I don't think I'll need much. We'll see. Anyway, it's a nice sunny day. This road isn't as crazy as usual, which is a nice change, because the traffic along here just seems to be particularly bad. Anyway, so I just want to comment on the banh mi I had this morning. Was absolutely fantastic. It was a banh mi heo, which I normally order. It's a pork-based banh mi, and it had crackling in it today, and it was just super delicious. It was one of the best banh mi's I've ever had over here. That's how good it was. So hats off to my banh mi people. And you know, even though I had to wait quite some time to get it today, it was well worth the wait. It was just delicious. One of the best meals I've had here. It's just a simple thing like that. I think a lot of the people who are ordering food, they're ordering all lots of food, not just banh mi's, but there were cups or little containers of other food. I don't know what it was, but yeah, big. They may have been doing deliveries actually. They might have been Grab delivery people. That would make sense, because you can actually order your food and have it delivered. I've never done that with Grab, but you can do it. So, which sometimes would be worthwhile doing with some of the vegetable stuff. I'm just going to get some more water spinach. This might be one of the last meals I make. I should do a cooking with Doug. I don't know if I'll buy the garlic, because if I do, it'll be so much garlic I'll never use it. It's just crazy amounts that they sell. Unless there's something on special, I might. But the other thing is, it's safer on my digestion if I go easy on it, because I've got the garlic sausage already. So I'm going to try to manage my food intake a bit more, just to minimise stomach upsets, because it's not much fun if you're confined to quarters the whole day. This is typical bloody always hot. Oh, of course, it's probably the road construction ahead that's making a noise, so I'll just switch it off anyway. Oh well, back online. I think we're past the worst of the jackhammer noise. Now going to Vinmart. Well, I'm not going past Vinmart. Vinmart it's a fairly large supermarket, but it is more expensive than the Co-op. So I'm going to go down to the main Co-op rather than... It's good for exercise anyway, so I don't mind doing that. But yeah, it's quite a large... I remember Vinmart was just a little convenience store in the past, but they've expanded to a fully fledged supermarket now. So yeah, it's unfortunately they're not cost competitive with the main one, because I shop here all the time. It's so close. But the other one's only an extra 10-minute walk, so it's not that big a deal. In the past, of course, I used to go to Crescent Mall, which is even further away, and it's not even open at the moment. It's in renovation mode. Oh, another thing too, I showed a couple of the bar girls the camera yesterday. They weren't even aware that this is a camera, because I do keep it in its protective case, and it's got the slim design. I don't think they would have even guessed it was a camera. They probably thought it was a phone or something, but not a blogging camera. So got to keep. I keep falling out of frame. I've got to keep watching that screen. So sorry about that, folks. But people seem to like this camera. I'm getting good feedback on the image quality. Definitely better than the other camera. Although I can shoot 4K on the other camera, and that may make it pretty similar quality-wise. I thought it might. I'd never really tried it until I got this new camera. And the 4K seems to work fine on the action camera, so I would assume that the picture quality would improve a fair bit compared to the standard high def. Anyway, speaking technology, just watching a whole lot of geeks talking about all these new bots that are being built. It's quite amazing, 2024. Technologically, there seems to be some really major breakthroughs taking place. One area is in AI, or AIG, which is AGI, I should say, artificial general intelligence. That's the holy grail, to basically mimic the intelligence of your average human, to carry out multitasking and things like that, just different types of tasks we take for granted, including things like driving a car. We're still not there yet, but they're making incredible progress. It's an exponential curve, and that's how things are happening so quickly because of that predicting when it's going to happen is really difficult. And some people say we're already here, we've already got it, and they just haven't divulged it. OpenAI, for instance, which is ironic because they were supposed to be OpenAI. Now they're closed AI in effect. But the goal initially was to be an open source company, allowing people to tweak their software and make it publicly available. And that's when Musk was involved early on, and now it's just become another big company that's allied with a company I'm not overly happy with, and that's Microsoft. I'm not a fan of Bill Gates, never have been. But that's basically who they're working for at the moment. So the evil empire, if you will, of software. So that's not good. But the amazing, they were talking about how to manufacture the robots, because that's that we may well have them on the market next year, which is quite incredible, and probably at a price point about $20,000 US, which is a fair bit. It's like equivalent to a cheap car, I guess. So it's a fair investment for an average person, but it's pretty cheap when you consider it's a fully fledged robot that can do a lot of the things humans can do, have dexterity in the hands and being able to think and reason if they've got the AI that's up to scratch. I mean, that's the thing that's changing, is that there's development in the actual physical structure of the robots. They're not there yet, but they don't look streamlined like in a sci-fi movie as such, but they're looking closer. They're getting closer to it, and they're able to carry out a lot of tasks that we just weren't able to do in the past. So they can mimic a lot of things humans can do. They can't run, but they can walk at a reasonable pace. So they're getting there. And the people who are wealthy, 20 grand's nothing. So you'll see them maybe on big estates or in the Hamptons or whatever, in affluent parts of the states. You'll start seeing them cropping up, and they'll be used for commercial use as well. May go into hospitals very early on, and aged care centres, places like that. They would actually be cost effective. 20 grand for, if it can carry out the tasks of a human, that's a hell of a lot cheaper than to pay a human with all the add-on costs that go with employing humans. So unemployment could be the biggest growth industry pretty soon. It's looking glum if you're in certain sectors. Yeah, just fixing up my weeping aircon. It's dribbling quite a bit last night. So I think he's on top of it. That's a good thing. Well, it's the first Cooking with Doug International Edition. Today I'm going to make a fairly traditional Vietnamese dish that I've ordered many times over here. It's water spinach, sautéed water spinach, normally done with garlic, which I have done. I've made this meal probably about half a dozen times since I've been in this particular apartment. This time I'm going to do it without garlic because I've OD'd on garlic, and when they sell it they give you like several dozen that have already been shelled in a polystyrene tray. So it wasn't expensive, actually it's quite good value, and like I said, you don't have to go through the hassle of peeling the damn thing, so that's good. But today I'm going to, because I've had a bit of a reaction to so much garlic that I've been eating, that I think I'd give it a miss. I've got garlic sausage, so what I'm thinking of doing is actually cutting up the sausage and putting it in with the sautéed water spinach. So that's basically it. The water spinach costs about $1, the amount that I bought. It's actually less, probably about 90 cents. So it's about 14,000 dong. So that would be, yeah, maybe 80 to 90 cents. So pretty cheap. So this is the cupboard up above, and I'll just open up to reveal what was here. This is the contents of the cupboard. Not a great deal of stuff. I think they didn't even have an egg slide, which I think is a pretty basic item. Now, what I do have is this particular saucepan, which is pretty small, but I'm still able to shove all the water spinach into it. Now, what I've got to do before I do that is actually cut up the water spinach, and I'll show you where I've got that in the fridge. So I'll just get that out of the tray here. This is the water spinach I purchased today, and it's got the leaves at the top and the very long stems. And what I ended up doing is I've got a little knife here. The only knife I have that's available is this one here, and let me see it in frame. Here we go. That's the only knife I've got to work with, but pretty small, but it does cut up the veggies fine, so it does the job. And you've got to be basically flexible when you're on the road, I guess. So that's what I cut them up into sections. And the thing I purchased, apart from the slide, this is the egg slide that I bought at the local supermarket. I also bought this particular drainage. So that's what I do is I put the spinach in that I've cut up into that, wash it with the local water, and funnily enough I haven't had an issue using the local water. Okay, I've just got the water spinach out of the sleeve, the plastic sleeve it's in, and now I'm cutting it up into sections and trying to cut it up. There you go, now that's done now. I just find it's easier to put in the fry pan once I've actually cut it. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. So I'll just put it in there like that and keep going along and cutting. You can eat the stems as well, that's fine. Not just the leaves. So I'll shove that in there. And I'll just continue to do this until I've filled up the straining basket that I've got, and then I'll run water over it and give it a thorough clean. Alright, so I've done the cutting up. Virtually used all of the material that I purchased. I mean, the stems you can eat as well, so I left some stems, but I think I could probably have eaten the whole lot, to be quite frank. So what I'll do now is I'll just run the local water, which I know is dodgy, but like I say, I haven't had any stomach upsets. I've eaten this thing a number of times. So I'll douse it with the water quite thoroughly. I'll turn it over and make sure that it's totally immersed in the water. And I'll try to dry it off as much as I can, but I think the cooking process probably kills it. I'm actually using butter rather than oil to cook with, and this is probably the second last time I'll do this. But so basically, make sure that it's all. I'll toss it around and wash a bit more, and then leave it at that, and then we'll get to the process where we actually put it into the fry pan. And that's basically it. It's quite a simple process. But I find it quite tasty, and I've got a couple of sauces that I use. This is a sesame seed one, and this is an oyster sauce. And I find they give it enough flavour. But I'm going to throw in. I'll cut up some of that sausage, the garlic sausage I have here in the fridge. This is the Select. Interesting how they're using the same name as Safeway. Oh, sorry, Safeway. Woolworths use. They've got so it's Select brand. That's their home brand. It's exactly the same as what Woolworths uses. So there you go. It's like being home, almost. All right, I've got a hunk of true butter, which is the cheapo butter that I found locally, and I'm going to put that. Here we go. Now we'll just get that down. Now this took me a little while to work this out, how this hot plate worked. I'm going to bring it down to, actually I'll bring that up a little bit, up to 10. I'll do it on 10, and I'll just saute the drying now the water spinach into this. So I've got to keep taking it hand by hand, because it's such a small container. I mean, a wok would be perfect. I could put the whole lot in and just toss it around, but I have to do it in stages. So at the moment, just heating it up, and then I'll get my little. Here we go. That's what I want. The egg slide. Got the egg slide there. Just twirl it around a bit. And just till it's melted, and then I'll bring a few hand by hand. I'll drag across the water spinach in there, and I'll start boiling down. All right, now we're boiled down quite a bit on the in the saucepan, so I'll just drag across a whole hunk of. There you go, and you'll hear it all. It'll start making a bit of noise there as it cooks down. I'll take a couple of, there we go, another. Now I'll just have to basically keep turning that to make sure it's all being cooked, and then I'll keep shuffling across from the drying container to there. So we'll see how we go. Okay, after a few minutes you can see that I've had to put up four handfuls into the saucepan, and it's cooking down pretty fast, and so the process doesn't take too long. But I'll empty off the draining container of the water, what's left of the water spinach. Normally I would have sautéed the garlic, crushed garlic, quite a few pieces in the pan prior to actually putting on the adding the water spinach, but this time I'm just changing the recipe a little bit and cutting back on the spinach, so we'll see how it goes. Now I'll just add the meat, which I've cut up. Just where is it? Is that it? I can't. It's just framing of this. There we go. Found it. There's the meat. So that's chopped up, and we'll shove that in as well and see how we go. Now, I don't know. That's a bit better. Now I've got better framing. Good. This camera's a challenge at times. It is a good picture. People commented on that. It is a good picture when I get the framing okay. But not always assured You know, as I say, my visual acuity ain't exactly spot on. My eye drops are holding out, thank God. I don't know how many more days I'm going to get out of them, but I might be able to get by with it, missing out on them for a few days before I can get replenished back home. We'll see how we go on that one. So that's basically it. It's very easy to do. And now I just put it on, I'll dish it up on that plate and do a taste test. Okay, ready for the moment of truth. We'll see how we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the I can really taste the sausage that much. It's quite hot when you first make it. You see the steam coming off, so maybe it needs to cool down a little bit so I can taste it a bit more. It tastes fine. When you buy this commercially, they might sprinkle some nuts and what have you on top as well, just to add a bit of flavour and make it look a bit more attractive. But the reason I'm doing it is because it's just a healthy meal. And I may even do the same thing at home in a way to preserve my spinach, because it goes off so quickly in cans. If I cook the spinach like this in a wok, it may give it extra life. Anyway, that tastes fine as far as I'm concerned. Look, it may not be the greatest meal on earth as far as taste is concerned, but it's quite acceptable for me, and I know it's a healthy meal and it's a cheap meal, and I made it myself, so I'm happy. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.